ETC, we start with daily chart. Just I want to give a quick update. First of all, if we refer to my last analysis, we mentioned we have been looking for this one as a flat. That's why we mentioned if we want to look for buy as a long term, we prefer the price retest the previous low. As you can see, the price couldn't retest and there was a reversal. There was opportunity to look for buy. Anyway, I didn't have any update, and even for me, I didn't have any trade setup. There was a possibility to look for buy from here, and also we could look for buy from here. All right, and the best things was whoever get the trade from here. All right, now we want to see what's the next. As I mentioned, since based on daily chart the price couldn't retest the previous low, then technically we didn't have any opportunity to look for buy for the long term. That's why I didn't have any update, and it depends on the traders. If they get the trade from based on 1 hour chart, is good for them. Anyway, we move to daily chart. Okay, now we want to see how we can look at the chart. The first things, again, we have been looking at this flat. And technically, the best things, if this one, the price could retest the previous low, because at that time, we could refer to the indicator for the divergence. Since the price reversed, we do the retesting the previous low. Okay, that means still we can, if we technically we want to look at the chart, we cannot consider this one as the last wave. All right, but since we know most of the chart they have a similar movement, mostly they follow the Bitcoin, and mostly they have this flat. Okay, we consider that sometimes the charts doesn't have to retest the previous low if the following overall market. Okay, now we want to see how we can look at the chart. First things, if you look at the ETC in terms of the technical analysis, the best things if the price can retest the previous low, because from there we can confirm this correction is finished. Now we want to see how we can look at the chart. Can we consider this is one as a flat, similar to what I explained for the Bitcoin and the ETH? Okay, it can be, but still I'm considering this two in relative to each other. That means even if he wants to put this one as a last wave, this one, if the price cannot continue from here, we can consider as a correction relative to this. That means we are not looking at this one as a flat, because if we put this one as a flat, then how we can look at this one? That means this is the only correction in relative to this. And we consider this one as a last wave. I don't think this is a correct way to look at the chart. Okay, that's why for the ETC, still we're looking at this one as a flat, and we want to see if, since the price haven't retested the previous low, there technically we cannot consider this one as the last wave. We can expect the price to give us a correction for one more drop before we get the next move. This is how we can look at the chart in terms of the technical analysis, and if we're looking at the chart based on the Elliott wave. Okay, but whether the price can retest the previous low or not, we cannot confirm with that. The only thing is we want to see what we get here. Whether we can get the correction for the daily chart and the price can tag 63 or not. Because if the price tags 63, then we consider this one turn to a more complex correction. Okay. Now, how we can look at the trade? The only thing is we can get the daily correction here, it can give us better confirmation for continuation. Okay. Now we move to lower time frame. We want to see how we can look at the chart based on forward chart. Still, I'm thinking right now for me, I'm looking at this one. I want to see whether we can get any trade from this correction or not. And the best thing is we want to see the breakout of the previous stop. That's mean we want to see the breakout of the 51. Okay. Now the question is whether based on forward chart we can look at this one as a running flat for continuation, or we can expect this one turn to a more complex correction. If the price consolidate here for longer time, it can give us better opportunity to look for buy. For me, if I want to look for buy, I prefer to get the more complex correction, because from what we have right now, even we could look at this one as a running flat, we don't see a really good trade setup to look for buy. Because if we move to 1 hour chart, this is what we have it. Okay, how we can look at the trade? Even if we put this one as the internal flat as the first correction, last. Even we refer to the indicators, we don't see really good confirmation for the reversal. Okay, that means we don't have really good trade setup. Having entry above any of this top, I won't suggest it. Right now, if we want to look for trade, if this one turned to a flag, that means under a few hours we see the price here conforming with the flag. The only way is to put our entry above the flag. And what we want to see the continuation as a short move, and we want to see the breakout of the 14.9. and we put our stop loss somewhere around 46 and 45 within this range. That means we look at this one as a short-term trade. Okay. By the way, as I mentioned, we prefer this one turn to more complex correction, as I discussed based on forward chart, if we want to look for trade. But if we get the flag from here, it depends on the traders. They can put they can put their entry above the flag, and what we want to see the price continuation as a sharp move. If the price tag we see is not moving, I mean, within the first or second hours, if we see the price not moving as a sharp move, we are not going to keep the trade more than 2 hours. Okay. Anyway, we don't have really good trade setup, and right now the only way is if we get the flag, maybe we will take the trade from here. And in this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, any confirmation for the next trade, I will share. And rather than that, I have nothing else to discuss. Anyway, as I mentioned, we follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.